Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte. We are taking a look at the 2021 NHL Draft. The NHL has decided they will do this year's draft in July of 2021. It's been official. We'll be taking a look at that in this video. If you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. And let's take a look at the 2021 NHL Draft. So, guys, it is official. We heard a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors about when we could see the 2021 NHL Draft. Now, most seasons, right, it would be this summer, July of 2021, at the end of the regular season, at the end of, once the playoffs have been complete, a Stanley Cup has been awarded, and then a couple weeks later you have the awards, and then you have the free agency as well as the draft, and then free agency not too long after that. So, it's not going to be too different this year. Now, the thing is, we have heard in the past, over the past couple months, that maybe the NHL decides not to do a draft at all here in 2021, and they move the 2021 and 2022 draft class at the same time next summer in July of 2022. Now, the reason for this, you may be saying, that's crazy. Why would they do that? Well, the reason they would do that is because, especially with some of these leagues like the WHL, they are going to get heavily impacted by this because some of these guys, these young players, have not played for a year. So it's hard to scout who's going to get drafted where in this year's draft if some guys haven't played since last year. So how can you judge a player's development, how much better he's gotten, how much worse, when you haven't seen them on the ice in over a year? So then it would bring up, well, in the fall, we'll likely see the WHL as well as some of those BCHL, those other leagues out Western Canada, open back up. You could see them development, how they've played over this year, and then you could have the draft next year, kind of a dual draft where you have the 2021 and 2022 draft, two separate drafts, but in the same week. Let's just say that. And that would definitely be interesting. It would affect the trade value of first-round picks, second-round picks in this year's draft. So it would affect the trade deadline as well. But now that we know that officially, that's probably why they wanted to get this out before the trade deadline. So teams know, hey, listen, we're going to have a 2021 draft this year. You're going to have draft picks, and we'll have everything so teams can plan accordingly. I think it would have been interesting to see a draft, a dual draft next summer. But I think this is the better bet. Even if you're going to have players that maybe don't, we're going to see a lot of diamonds in the rough, per se, because depending on what scouts feel, we're seeing it in college football and college sports in general, guys that are committing to schools and stuff like that, you don't really know where they're at because even, they haven't been playing. So it's hard to determine a player's value or his skill level when he hasn't played in over a year. So it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see a lot of, different draft picks get thrown around this year because a lot of the top tier teams are saying, listen, we haven't scouted anybody in how long, so the value of draft picks is going to go down this year. I hate to say it. Either teams just decide to keep their first round picks this year and not move any of them, and teams won't accept draft picks this year, and they'll just move on to 2022 draft picks because they're going to have a better idea of where those guys are going to fall in their lap, because this year is very weird. As much as 2020 was a weird year, we're seeing kind of the same story here in 2021. And I think it's going to be interesting to see where these chips fall. Are we going to see a lot of first round, second round picks in the 2021 draft get thrown around? Because that could be deadly for the team that acquires them as well as the team that maybe trades them away. Because potentially we could see guys that in a normal year would be maybe a top 10 draft pick, he could go at number 30 this year because in 5 years from now we look back and say, man, he's a pretty damn good player, but nobody noticed him because the NHL was on pause, or these leagues were on pause. So I don't know, just an interesting discussion. It's good that the NHL has made this clear, so we will have a draft in 2021. And guys, if you're interested, make sure to check out my recent prospect videos. I do probably a monthly update around the league. We've been looking a lot at Owen Powers and Matthew Beniers, as well as some of those other guys in this year's draft. If you want to check out those videos, Zach LaHayu, Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think of the July 2021 NHL draft? Do you think it's a good move? Do you agree with me, or do you disagree? Maybe they should have done a dual draft in 2022. Let me know down below. And if you guys like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to help us hit 1K subscribers, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and an even bigger subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.